holiness to others. The way that we bring glory to God is how we bring holiness to others. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 14, he says, for the believing wife brings holiness to her marriage, and the believing husband bring holiness to his marriage. Otherwise your children will not be holy, but now they are holy. He's in this and addressing the fact that, hey, if you are a believer and you got an unbeliever, don't you leave them just because they're not walking with the Lord, believing in the Lord. Look, your very presence is bringing the presence of God and holiness into that home, into that marriage. Don't you know, when we do what we're supposed to do and do it in a way of glorifying God, we bring the presence of God on our job. We bring the presence of God in our home. We bring the presence of God in the neighborhood, in the grocery store. We are there, brothers and sisters, to bring holiness to others. They ought to see it in the way that we walk, in the way that we talk, in the way that we dress and live. We bring holiness to others. Not only do we bring holiness to others, but another way that we bring glory to God is the mere fact that we bring helpfulness to others. We have been called to help others. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 33. Look what Paul is wanting to say. But a married man has to think about his earthly responsibilities and how to please his wife. Don't you know, even our helping others bring glory to God? So God have called us to help bear each other's burdens. God have called us to help meet each other's needs. And even as we are doing that, we are helping others and bringing glory to God. That's why some of you married folks need to read the first few verses of 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Because if it's been a long time, y'all, Paul said, don't do that. Because you got a responsibility to your mate. You need to help them out. I'm just reading Bible. Y'all need to read it for yourself. Matter of fact, he said that the wife body ain't hers, the husband body ain't his. He said that her body belongs to you and your body belongs to her. And if y'all gonna separate, you're supposed to do it together for a limited time. Ain't that much praying ought to go on. And he said, come back together lest the devil tempt you. You better start helping folks. Do more than the dishes at home. Do more than some clothes at home. Help! Help! He said, we bring help to other folks. Where did we bring glory to God? Not only as we bring holiness and helpful to each other, but we bring honor to God himself. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 35 says, I'm saying this for your benefit, not to place restrictions on you. I want you to do whatever will help you serve the Lord best, with as few distractions as possible. Y'all, we have been called to bring honor to God. And so advancing God's glory simply says, strive for the goal. Strive for the goal. There's an ultimate goal that every last one of us ought to be striving for. And it's just not the earthly things down here. It's just not the possessions and the pleasures of this life. But the ultimate goal is the fact that one day I'm going to be in the presence of the Lord. And one day we ought to be able to say, God, here is a life that I've lived in order to bring honor and glory to you. That's why Paul is going to say in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29 through 31, but let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, a time remains is very short. So from now on, those with wives should not just focus only on their marriage. Those who weep or who rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by their weeping or their joy or their possession. Those who use the things of this world should not become attached to them, for this world as we know it will soon pass away. Everything down here, y'all, is just temporary. It ain't gonna last. Even our possessions, you can't take it with you. It's not going to last. Take that plastic off of that couch at home. You better get the most of it right now. It's not going to last. But we are striving for a greater goal. And the greater goal is one day I'm going to be with the Lord in his presence. And when I stand on that day, I want to hear him say, servant, well done.